Many officers cite testifying in court as one of the most stressful aspects of their job, perceiving it as an adversarial system where defense attorneys may skewer them during aggressive cross-examination. While many patrol officers will testify only a few times in their careers, for others such as traffic cops, criminal investigators, court testimony constitutes a regular part of their work routine. As witnesses, law enforcement officers must ensure that the facts they present communicate the complete story and that the delivery of those facts makes their testimony clear and credible. That comes from an FBI law enforcement bulletin, as you can see as it's cited on the bottom of the page. Keeping that in mind, I want you to take a look at this small clip.
Appearing in court as a witness is something that every police officer must do at some time during his career. Your bearing in court should be military. This goes hand in hand with good grooming. Your hair should be neatly trimmed and combed. Your accessories should be neat and polished. Remember that you're a witness, not a cheerleader for one side or the other. Remember always that you're a police officer and behave accordingly. If you look at the jury at all, do so calmly and levelly. When you reach the witness stand, be alert and wait to be sworn in before you sit down. Try to be at ease on the witness stand, certainly.
Well, I got this 10-4 from the dispatcher. It was a DG pressing the brain. I went down and picked this guy up. You could see he was a vein stemmer. You know, so I pressed him. I mean, you could see this guy was a junkie just by looking at him. Down and bumped it. We were up the alley rolling around with him on top, me on top. We never did find out where this guy was getting stuff, as hard as we tried.
You mean you found no physical evidence?
Nah, we didn't even get a doctor to check him until we got back into the station.
No, I mean physical evidence, such as narcotics or other incriminating matter that you may have discovered on this person.
Think before answering. A poor showing may ruin the state's case against a criminal. And that poor showing will reflect not only on you, but on your entire department. Competent testimony is important. To you, to your department, and to our entire judicial system.
So I would take that as a classic example of what not to do. I wouldn't want to act like that. Getting back to the point at hand. The purpose of me being here is to advise you of 3 major areas of emphasis as it relates to courtroom testimony. Ways to avoid looking like, if it didn't show that the guy's name was Officer Numbnuts, I got it from YouTube. So, 3 areas to mainly focus on would be preparation, communication, and credibility. Preparation consists of reviewing all aspects of your case, reports, evidence, witness statements, interviews, videos, etc. No matter how much you dislike it or how much time it takes out, take the time to go discuss it with the prosecuting attorney as many times as it takes to ensure a conviction. Also take the time to go see your witnesses, refresh their memory, put them at ease, see what they want to say, make sure they know what to say, what not to say, things to avoid. Second area of emphasis is communication. Words are only a small part of communication. How you speak is as important as what you say. Remember to talk slowly, loud enough where everybody can hear you, and emphasize what you're saying. Never underestimate your nonverbal communication. Case in point, I'll show you in a minute. Dr. Albert, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Meribian, conducted a famous, often cited study at the UCLA, and he concluded that communication is made up of 7% of what is said, how it's said, 38%, and the nonverbal factor is 55%. There's your case in point of what not to look like with nonverbal communication. That was actually taken during the trial of Mr. Muhammad, who was one of the Washington area snipers. Lastly, the last area of emphasis is your credibility. If your credibility becomes questioned, it puts your whole case in jeopardy. If your credibility becomes questioned, you will lose face with not only the judge but the jury, which means that you're about 90% certain not to get a conviction. There are ways to avoid losing your credibility. When you take your oath, it's an excellent opportunity for you to make a strong, credible first impression with which all testimony will be viewed. Only tell the facts as you know them. Don't make up stories. Don't add to what your report says. Don't take away from what the report says. Be careful of traps that the defense attorney might throw at you. Don't show any type of prejudice, poor character, or that you're incompetent to do your job, or that you're even inconsistent in what you know. Don't play the defense attorney's games. Don't let him get you angry, because he'll sure try. Don't fall into this sucker game. Always be professional. Never lie or say anything that would allow the defense to show that you're withholding information or misrepresenting the facts. This is a case that would happen if you lose your credibility. Happened in Vancouver in 2009. Whole case got thrown out because, as you can see, police misconduct. He lost his credibility. Pat McCarthy, who was a Chicago police officer for over 25 years, said this, and I quote, "Remember the benchmark of all law enforcement officers on the witness stand is that we are just trying to do our jobs. We're not coloring the circumstances or trying to make up any answers to any questions that we do not know. We are not trying to be an extra prosecutor. We're just a regular Joe or Jill doing our job." Regardless of your rank or abilities in law enforcement, there's one day you're going to be called to testify. Whether it be at a magistrate proceeding, a federal proceeding, a state proceeding, superior court, juvenile court, you're going to be called at some point. So the three things to always remember is to be prepared, use good communication, verbal and nonverbal, and never lose your credibility. Thank you for your time today.